Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Shenanigans special. How are you guys doing today?
Tight.
Keep it tight.
Just having a relaxing period up to Christmas.
Oh, yes. Anyone have any wonderful Christmas plans?
Well, I mean, I'm at my parents' as always, and for over Christmas. Though I have to say, I kind of have a guess of what my mother will gift me, because she basically turns into the Spanish Inquisition just to get me to say something I want.
What do you think she's going to get you?
Just because she pressed me so hard, because I'm currently playing a Star Wars trading card game and will go to a tournament next month. She will probably give me cards from the new set.
Ooh.
Probably. And for that reason, I've brought some starter sets, and I will teach her to play, because I know she will be interested in just seeing what I do.
Well, that's great. It's wonderful to have family that takes an interest in your activities.
Yeah.
Wish my family took an interest in my activities.
Are you sure, Neal? Do you really want your family watching your shows?
It would be better than having them be like, "What do you do, Neal?"
At family gatherings, at awkward.
Make money streaming.
We'll just
Yeah.
make a
Five
montage.
horrific murders. That's what you do.
Great.
Context quotes and send it to them. I'm sure they'll.
You just start sending them Nealbot quotes out of context. And
Or
they're
when
terrible.
Grandma
Please
Erickson
don't
is
do that.
asking at family gatherings, "Oh, what do you do for a living?"
No, I've never had any grandparents. I've never known any of them. Unfortunately.
Aw.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. What about the rest of you? Anyone have any other fun Christmas plans?
I plan to get up early, go celebrate Christmas, and then go into work.
Oh, you gotta work on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
I don't
The
get
world
holidays
needs people
off.
who work on holidays.
Yeah, don't get the holidays off, just get the weekends off.
Well,
Yeah.
good man. What about the other two of you? Johnny Vegas? Do you
We
any
have
Christmas plans?
a very like standard Christmas like tradition in our family. Like we don't go anywhere or do anything. We just go to mom and dad's place. My brother's gonna drive down from Seattle, so that's new. He has not lived far away for that long.
Mhm.
But we just go, and like 10 o'clock, we eat the homemade cinnamon rolls that have been prepared the previous night, because they take forever. We gain 1,000 pounds, and then we sit around all day and look at each other going, we should really do something. About 5 in the evening, we decide, maybe we'll eat that ham.
Nice.
But the cinnamon rolls are great.
Yeah, I'm super jealous of your cinnamon rolls. Yeah. What about you, Matt? Anything going on for Christmas?
Well, I think it's Boxing Day. We're over at my father's family. Christmas Day, we've obviously with the mother and her other half and some of his family and obviously some of Bum's family.
Nice.
And I do also need to give a call to the mother's father, because their mother's father parents are split up. So to go over and see him. But other than that, other than me bringing the turkey back home for 4 years, because my company give me a turkey every year.
Company gives you a turkey every year?
Yeah, we get a turkey.
Sweet.
That's pretty dope.
Ah.
Yeah, they're pretty nice sized ones as well.
Nice.
Right on. I myself am heading back to my hometown, and I'm doing Christmas Eve with my mom's side and Christmas Day with my dad's side, and hopefully get to see the rest of my siblings who I haven't seen in a long time.
Nice.
I think we're going to get them all together. I have an oddly sized family that varies from, like, depending on how you want to count it, from like 2 siblings to like 7 siblings or something like that. 2 to 6. I don't know. There's a lot of us, depending on
I was
how you want
prepared
to
to
do
say
math.
it varies on the day. Some days we have more family than others.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hop into our... No. Hold on. Before we hop into our shenanigans, I want to show you guys the Christmas gift that my wife got me. It's in the other room. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh, no.
Excitement. All right, Twitch chat, take bets. What's the gift? What did his wife get him? The one who's closest wins internet points.
I have no idea what she could have gotten him.
It's something that he's willing to share on
Beholder?
stream.
Like a
Um,
model beholder?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know if Neal is the guy to.
Hey,
My wife got me this amazing apron, which, as you can see, says 20% stud, 80% muffin, which I think is quite accurate these days. I'm very pleased with this.
Well done. Well done. Who had stud muffin apron in the drawing?
I don't know, but it's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, that is good. I like it.
All right, let's take this off to play.
Oh, you got to wear that the whole show now.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I've been needing an apron for years. This is gonna be perfect. So let's hop into Shenanigans. Let's bring ourselves to our Shenanigans map and go around the table and figure out who is who and where is where. Oh my god, fucking hit too many buttons. Sorry, guys. I just hit way too many buttons.
There's a cannon.
Indeed.
Indeed. It's an independent cannon. It's not part of those big corporate cannons.
When did this get here? Did you just write this right now?
I don't
No,
know.
that was there since last session, Neal.
Who wrote Canon and D?
I did.
Why?
Oh no, the D is for Doreen because there's.
Yeah.
That is what Doreen
I
was.
wrote D, and then for some reason I just thought canon and D.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. We're just gonna delete all this. So, where is the party hanging out? Let's hear it.
Well, I think Johnny oftentimes hangs out with the party, but is taking many breaks to go up to the bar and check out all the, like, every time someone new walks in the door, right? He's gotta take a round around the bar to make sure he hits on everyone.
Well, there are a stream of people coming on in today. There are all sorts of dudes and ladies. And if I can find my D12, I'll tell you exactly how many are here.
I feel like it almost doesn't matter. Just like as they like walk up to the bar, John's like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, mama, how you doing?"
Well, the bar's about 50% full, so about 50 people in here. It's got roughly a population of 100, so around 25 women. So Johnny Vegas is getting rejected left and right. Because
many slaps were had that day.
Yeah, they don't appreciate you bringing a big bush of mistletoe and just kind of like thrusting it over their heads.
Yeah. How about a holiday smooch, mama? Hey.
Surprise, surprise. Don't enjoy Johnny.
All right. Yeah, and as you guys are sitting about, you notice that Desmond's in a particularly festive mood. He's got a wreath on his head filled with like little red berries all over it. He's got a big white and red coat on. He's got a sword belt strapped over it, but he's not even wearing his armor. Everyone is in festive suits. Everyone's pretty fucking festive.
We're in festive suites. We've paid for our box suites.
Yeah.
They're very holiday themed.
Yeah. And as you know, you guys are hanging out here, Desmond gets up on the bar and clears his voice and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first annual Shenanigans festive holiday party. Are you all ready for this?"
Oh, I was born ready to party, baby.
He reaches into his big red and white furry coat, pulls out a snow globe, and begins to shake it really hard. And outside, snow begins to fall. And he then sets the snow globe on like a little shelf behind the bar between some bottles of liquor, and says, "All right, everybody, in about half an hour, we're gonna be doing some festive stuff. Get your teams ready. We need teams of 2.
Oh, we need teams of 2, baby. Who wants to be on Johnny's team?
All right, so the party is going to divide themselves into 2 groups of 2, and you guys are going to compete against yourselves and maybe one NPC group.
What does cat film Look like again.
So you just generally see Cathel in full gear. By the time he obviously had all his armor nicked, but he's relatively clean cut in terms of always.
Oh yeah, he's the paladin.
Yeah, he is very, very. He's not as perfect as Johnny in terms of hair and so on, but he is like clean lines, like just clean lines, and he probably doesn't look amazing, even though he has high charisma. Probably because he's also a paladin, because those people don't really.
So.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, Guafia, who probably kind of always looks like he is dressed for like a festive season party, dressed in like silver and greens, kind of fitting already. He kind of looks at the three choices he has. First, he looks like a Cathel, like looks at Johnny. Looks like Zen, who was probably still drunk. He was already drunk, very drunk,
but constantly staring back at you.
Does Zen change his drink of choice for the holidays? Are you like pounding eggnog?
No, it's rum. It's just
okay.
rum.
All right, fair.
eggnog rum. He kind of looks at... And he kind of has a hard time to decide between Johnny and Zen. Like, ooh.
Johnny's like standing on a table, like beseeching everyone, like, "Hey, who wants to be on Johnny's team? Yeah!" He's being loud, obnoxious. He's like, somehow his shirt's off, like extra right? Like, no one's really sure how the shirt came off, but it is now.
And then he thinks about something, and he goes over to Johnny. So, how about it? We would make an excellent team, I reckon.
Hey, yeah, of course we would. Johnny always needs a wingman. Come on up here. I pick you up and put you on my shoulder, and I'm like, Desmond, we got a team, baby. Oh.
And
Guafir, how do you feel about being picked up and put on someone's shoulder like a pet bird?
People probably, as he kind of tries to sit him on the shoulder, there is some, fluid elven motion, and he just stands on his shoulder.
I like it.
Cathel and Zen, how do you feel about these teams?
Also, he did it because he just wants to see the paladin with the fucking wizard. That is very disturbing.
The paladin and the...
doesn't really bad. He's probably gonna get rolled into the situation more than choosing to be in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, his armor would be like pristine unless like the children or locals have literally just forced decorations onto his armor, because at that point he can't really batter them to the floor because that's not paladin. So his sword got to accept their tokens. So he probably just looks like a more of a Halloween monster then.
All right. So after you get your teams together and the snow is starting to really pile up outside, because it's, magical snow that doesn't melt and just begins to stack quickly, Desmond comes around and explains what's going on. We're going to have a series of competitions here where each team needs to work together to create the best version of the thing. And we're going to start off with a castle building competition. This is a snow castle building competition, everybody. So you're gonna need to put your brains together. We're gonna head out to the big field that is outside of town that we always use for all of our outdoor activities that you've all been to hundreds of times. It's totally normal, part of the town. And we're gonna do some snow fort building. So our teams are Johnny Vegas and Guafir. Do you guys have a team name?
Team Pretty Mamas.
All right. We got Team Pretty Mamas.
There was probably a moment where Guafir kind of wanted to say something and he just blurts that.
Mamas. All right. And think of your mascot while we go on to the next team. Zen and Kathleen. What are you guys going to be?
No idea.
I am one of the Ardent of a Stair, so
You want to be Team Astaire?
May as well.
At the holiday party, you want to be Team Law and Order?
Hey man, what if, cause like Zen man, he don't blink or nothing, and you're like for justice, man. What if you were Team Unblinking Justice? Johnny's got the ideas and checks. Hoo-ha!
If you believe that man's ideas are more suitable, then you may choose his name.
He looks back and forth between Zen and Castle. Name? I need to put something down.
Sure, Unblinking Justice.
Team Unblinking Justice. Excellent. Think of your mascot soon. Blinking
A basilisk.
Justice. Basilisk. Fine. A basilisk. It's a little terrifying. And on this, we've got Zen and Cat Helm. Perfect. And
The character's been permanently renamed.
the group of NPCs are going to be Borsch and Layla. And they are arguing over what their team should be. Borsch really wants to go with the Stinky Butts. And Layla wants absolutely nothing to do with that name and refuses to give an alternative suggestion, as is typical for teenagers. So eventually they become Team Stinky Butts because she did not speak up. Team Stinky Butts. And did the Team Pretty Mamas get a mascot?
Oh God! What
Hey,
kind
go
of
off here.
mascot?
What kind of mascot you want, baby?
Oh, with that name, what would be a fitting mascot?
Me.
No, I have a better idea.
Really?
Pretty mamas, a buff, hot elven lady. No, buff elven lady.
All right, I'm into it. On Elven Mama.
Especially because he's going to wear it.
All right. Team Stinky Butts chooses a pork chop as their mascot. And you guys choose a buff elven woman.
Yes. She's a strong mama. She's got to keep them elves in line.
Wonderful. All right.
That's the theme.
Well chosen, Bastian. Well chosen.
So the first competition is the Snow Fort. I'm gonna change it from Castle Building to Snow Fort. That's a much better name. Snow Fort. So each of you has half an hour to build the very best snow fort you can. Go! And he slams the table and has you guys run outside and build a snow fort. Mechanically speaking, what I want you guys to do is each come up with your own snow fort idea and then come up with any way that you can enhance it. And I want you to think outside of the box about how you can build the snow fort and how you can use your spells and items and proficiencies to make the very best Shenanigans snow fort. All right, so this is going to require you guys to really rack your brains.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring us to a new map, and I'm going to divide it into some sections, and we'll have one team take one section, another team take another section, so forth and so on. Let me just make it a little bit, we'll make it...
So my proficiencies are as follows. My proficiencies are dancing, swimming, singing, and cooking.
Perfect.
Well, my proficiencies are arts and crafts.
Yes! We have the best partner.
Well, it's
Do
only
you
a plus
know?
10.
Arts
Really?
and crafts, baby.
Yeah, that might be nice for this campaign. Oh god, did I fucking... No, did I ruin something? No, I didn't. It's fine. Nothing got
Also
ruined.
some
Okay.
Useful spells. That might be useful, yeah.
Okay, there we go. And now we...
Are you
There
drunk?
we go. Okay, so I'm going to divide this into 3 vertical sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. we're gonna do like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And like that. And these should be equal sized.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we are gonna put Team Buff Elven Women. Or no, Team Pretty Mamas is their name. We're gonna put you guys over here. You can change your color if you want, but we're gonna be Pretty Mamas up here. And then we're gonna put, I'll make it visible for everyone in chat in just a bit. Then the next team is Unblinking Justice. Excellent. And the last team is the Stinky Butts. You know, my sister, when she had her first kid, you know, it's a little baby, and babies are pretty stinky, used to call my niece Stinky Butt. That was just like the name they had for her as a baby, until she got old enough that she started responding to Stinky Butt as if it was her actual name instead of what her real name is. Then they had to stop. But I always found that pretty amusing. I can't wait for her. Actually, she's in high school now. I don't know if she knows this fact about her life. And so this Christmas, I'm hoping to embarrass her dreadfully with this bit of news. But that's just my torturous ways. Okay. So, first things first. Well, I don't know if there's anything for it. Go. Make your castles. Work amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
Go. Castle.
I believe we should form with two main lengths of wall with a central gatehouse. I will make the gatehouse. It will be snow around me. I will embed my tower shield in the floor, and I will be the wall that blocks everything.
Oh. You guys are gonna have to draw your castle outlines and everything.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So I've been thinking, Bastian, and go ahead and jump in here however you want. I think I only have one real skill other than Rob's amazing idea that I think could help us. So I think we should use my cooking proficiency to create kind of like a fog effect that like billows out through like a colonnade type thing, right? We should have columns of buff elven women like holding up our fort with like fog coming out through them. How do we feel about this?
Good. And I say we try to put a large tower in the middle, because there is where the head woman sits in. And I have just the idea how to stabilize and create the biggest tower we can make. But we need to create a wall first.
Right. Okay. A wall of buff women surrounding one giant buff woman. Perfect.
Yes.
So
With a fog effect.
what are these
I don't know how we're
rectangles?
going to do the fog effect, but I have no fog spell.
All right. I'm into it. So, how do we draw this? All right. I am no artist.
I am no artist either. So,
I think we have like a circle, right? Like a floor. And then there's like columns of curvy ladies. Yeah, this is a curvy lady for sure. Right? Oh yeah, this is high quality content right here.
Neal, are there any nearby trees? And does the rule master declare we're not allowed to bribe children with gold?
It's Shenanigans. Desmond has a bottle of port and is sitting in a snow throne he made with children coming onto his lap while he gets drunk as fuck and hands away magical items to children. The rule master doesn't give a shit what you do as long as no one gets hurt. And there are plenty of trees. It's a big, giant open field. You know, the one we play in all the time in Shenanigans? So you can kind of put trees wherever you want, more or less, as long as it's not like too symmetrical and perfect.
Greg, bigger circle. I would say bigger circle.
Bigger circle. Okay.
Yeah.
I will
And-
hire some children for gold, and I will grab some branches.
I don't know how to select. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Bigger
and
circle.
I would
So
say
we-
we are using Borthia's arts and crafts ability to form these snow statues on the wall.
You're doing what to do that?
arts and crafts artistic ability.
Okay, what if
Okay.
it's an ovoid?
See, this is where D&D shines in person, because in person you can actually have two separate conversations at the same time, but in a group video call, you can't really
Giant
talk over each other.
ovoid With
Sad.
some llamas coming out of it.
So here's my plan.
And they're
We hold up
holding the
between
walls.
pillars.
They're like, huzzah!
All right.
All right.
Wait, okay, so what the fuck is going on over here? Let's hear it.
Check.
This is your campaign, Neal.
What do you got for us, Kyle?
Well, Zen was just going to lead off with something Zen was saying, sorry.
Yeah, I say we hold up between these like giant 10-foot snow pillars, and I just cast web as the wall, and we just artillery launch snowballs up into the air at the enemies.
All right.
Catherine will make a front wall to that, like where he's going, and then you can web everything else, and he'll just stand in the center with his shower shield. But
Yeah.
all
Wait,
right.
so hold on.
This
Are you
one's
going to make
angular. This
webs
is an angular mama.
between these pillars, and that's going to be your fort?
Yeah, but basically just web like in these
You don't want to
areas.
make it out of snow. You want to make it out of web.
No, the pillars are made of snow, so it can
Okay.
hold up the webs.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, is this your shape and everything? Get it right, because we're gonna use this castle. So make sure you get it built just exactly how you want it. And now I know you've referred to these things as mamas.
Can't draw with it. How do you want me to draw them?
Okay, are these actually supposed to be like women holding up a wall?
Like, okay, so do you remember Hercules?
Yeah. Which one?
Do you
Wait,
remember
which
like,
Hercules?
how the fates on the pottery like came out and danced around?
Mhm.
But they started on the pottery and there was like a floor and a ceiling and they were like holding it up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like those types of women, but elves and buff.
So are they
And
holding up a
holding
wall
up-
with gaps in between them, or are they holding
Yeah,
a wall
there's gaps in
forward?
between them, right?
Okay.
They're like holding the ceiling, and then there's gonna be like fog billowing out under like between them from my like cooking proficiency fog machine.
Cooking proficiency fog machine. Okay.
It's like dry ice and water, basically. We're gonna just
One
like
thing
make
one
it
thing-
happen.
to help Johnny move more snow, Guafia will cast Enlarge on him, which will last for 20 minutes, and he's 40% bigger.
Oh, I'm even bigger, Johnny. Oh yeah.
The good thing is, Guafia's persistent spell is also enlarged, so he will enlarge himself to 40% bigger. Also,
Just-
We're
Just to be
making like a
clear,
life-size castle. Is essentially what's going on here.
this is a snowball fight, right?
Well, we haven't decided. You don't know yet. You're just building a castle. You don't know what the castle's for, other than part one of the competition.
Okay.
Nick, do we want to rotate that? Because how many web spells do you have?
Well, can we remem spells, Neil?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, then I can have like 2 or 3 of them. Probably just 2.
So do we make a triangle and then have the gatehouse be Catham at the front? So do you want me to redraw?
It's staying.
Sure. Let's
Oh,
redo
Jesus.
this.
I will do it up the top side here near the name. So if I make pillars,
and the final tower should be.
We probably
I'm so good at
want
drawing,
the
guys.
pillars a bit
Best.
further away from each other than that.
do you want to? Oh yeah, I should move them. Okay. How far can you do your web between pillars?
I think it's like 40 feet.
Do you want to do a measure from the back one so we can drop it correctly?
Okay.
Yeah, like we could cover up to like
Girls
here.
are all like holding the roof.
And the next one.
The roof is misshapen, but okay.
So about there probably, and I'll move the other one across a little bit.
Are you Team Pretty Mamas? Is there any concern that your castle is a little bit too detailed for the amount of time you have to work on it?
Oh, we're not. I mean, we're not going to make them super deep.
If we need to, if the time begins to be crunching down, I will turn into a full Disney princess and sing to the woodland animals so that they come out and help us in this field.
And
Oh my
to help
god.
him, Guafir will pull out his flute.
Oh my.
Play a pretty
Okay.
tune.
I will become Snow White or Cinderella or really any of the princesses.
Johnny Rella.
Build my fort.
Perfect.
And Guafir will also use his racial spell, Levitate, to build the central tower.
And then at the base of this tower, there's gonna be like a little fog machine. Like,
And without dry ice, how do you make a fog machine?
at the very least, we can use steam. And I will build a little pit and start a small fire, and I'll like boil a bunch of water, and I'll put like food coloring in it to like make it even more white. And so like the steam really looks white.
Well, why don't you just use snow? That's white already.
The snow doesn't fog.
If only I had
It's
a
a
fog
joke,
cloud.
Greg. Of course, snow's not going to turn your water white. It's never mind.
Okay, I missed that one.
All right. So
For the final touch, because this all doesn't seem to be too stable because of statues holding up the wall and the tower in the middle, Guafir at the end of it will cast web to stabilize the central tower.
Make sure you got the right area that you can use your web for. And let's go and take a look at Team Unblinking Justice for a moment. These towers are 6'2" deep.
Hi.
6 foot high, 2 feet deep.
Yeah, I will hire children of gold
Okay.
for their services and adults. I will take
So
it.
you're hiring children to help you build this tower, this fort.
Yes.
Okay. And is this also a section down here, or is this an obsolete section at the bottom?
Obsolete.
that's
Okay.
absolute.
Wonderful. So you've got you've got like a triangular fort with webbed walls on the sides, a solid snow wall in front, in which Cathlum will stand with his tower shield and block the gate. Yeah?
Yeah, so probably central like that. So it'll be just wide enough so it's like shoulder breadth, so you can just stand the tower shield as necessary. And I'm sure the children will probably start packing him with snow, so it's like a snowman.
Nice.
I love the fact that you are a part of your art at this point. Like, I have become the work I accomplished.
Okay, so it's time for us to do. No, we've got the theory down. It's time for us to get the execution on this thing down, because theory and execution rarely match up. So, why don't we start with Team Pretty Mamas? I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here.
It's beautiful.
The strands are the web spell.
Got it. So why don't you tell me? Why don't you list each component of your fort that you consider to be key, and tell me what check you're going to make to ensure that it happens right.
All right. So the outer wall is this, like, it's got like a floor. It's got like a nice little floor made out of snow or ice that we pull off of the field, and then the columns holding up the roof of our fort is shaped in the form of buff elven ladies made from snow.
Roughly.
And we'll be making I want to call him Bastian, that's not his name, Guathir's arts and crafts check for the mamas.
Okay, well, let's start with that then.
Okay.
Guathir. I need Team PM. Give me an arts and crafts check for the Pretty Mamas. The buff elven Pretty Mamas.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get an 11. They're a little rough around
No,
the
that's a
edges, let's
26.
say. There's
That's a 26.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, a 26. Oh, that very nice. The Pretty Mamas actually worked out. Wonderful. And what's the next component?
And so they're holding up like the roof element of this, is like a nice little sheet of ice to go with the floor. In the center, I've dug out a little pit to create like a small fire and used my pots and pans to have a boiling water that has been dyed from the kitchen in Shenanigans, and it is giving off this steam that simulates fog rolling out between the pretty mamas. And I guess I will make a cooking proficiency for that check. I have to remember what it is. It is +8. Okay. I'm not so good at this.
You know, boiling water in freezing temperatures does sort of produce a steam fog-like effect, but it's kind of dissipating before it really rolls out from underneath. But once you're inside, you got some boiling steam. Okay, so you got pretty mamas, you got fog. What about the walls? Like,
I'm thinking like Parthenon, like the walls are literally, it's just columns. There's gaps in there.
But you have a central column then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a central column.
A central column will be built with the help of Guathia's Levitate and us being all Disney and summoning all the little birds to help us build the central column.
Okay.
And the statue on top of it.
Can you give me your Disney princess check, please, both of you?
Yeah.
We're just gonna take the average of your two
instrument
checks.
And I'm singing.
By the way, look in Zoom chat.
Uh-oh.
A teammate of mine.
I am the prettiest princess.
Nice. That's 54 divided by 2 is 27. Yes. All right. So you guys have made 3 checks, an 11, a 26, and a 27. Is there any other component? Oh, you also used a web spell to stabilize
I used
it?
a web spell to stabilize the central.
What's the area of effect of your web spell?
8, 10 by 10 by 10.
Oh, wow. So you can do quite a bit.
Yeah, and it will last, since I will cast at the end, it lasts for 80 minutes.
18 minutes?
80.
Oh, yeah.
8 turns.
Okay. 8 10 by 10s might not be enough for this, though, Bastian. Look at your fort. It's a little bit big. You know, if a 10 by 10
You told me to make it huge, man.
is this, then we've got 8 of these, right? So we get like 1,
Well, it's
2.
Well,
you know, like we definitely
more,
can't surround the entire thing with 8 of these.
I mean, it's more if you put that right one more in the middle. The strands are a representation.
Okay. All right.
So it should be like 2, 2, 2, 4. Maybe not that one. Then the middle.
All right. Well, give me an int check for how good you web your thing together. That's going to be your web spell check.
All right. Let me. Int is +14. 26.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. All right. Nice.
Hey,
That's solid. Okay, we're gonna move over to the next fort, done by Zen and Kathleen. Tell me about your fort and what checks you want to make with it.
Well, we need to make the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
I think using 2 web spells, if you get like 8 10 by 10 squares, I think what we've done is easily done between the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've made a little central hub for me to just sit in with a bucket on my head.
Why do you have a bucket on your head?
Because I looked on my character sheet and I have a bucket.
Awesome. Okay. Solid.
And then we've got the walls, and then we've got him standing there.
Nice.
So to do this, like for the tower construction and wall construction, Cathan will look to employ people who can help for copper, basically, because we mainly use copper.
Good.
So children or adults who want to copper together branches or bits of wood, we will use those as like foundational spikes to build around and give extra firmness. So if I need to use animal handling to control my people,
You hire local kids to help, and you want to use an animal handling check for this? My
Charisma
God.
also works. I'm just saying it might help.
No, you know what? You're right. They're animals. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check to control your children.
Okay, so I guess it's willpower.
Sounds like parenting.
Yeah, it really does.
And is it -1 the standard thing? I just need to double check on that
I
skill.
have no idea.
Hold on.
When you got the
Yeah, it is. Wisdom -1.
Oh, the minus.
Oh, so close. The children are, well, they're children and they can't be controlled. They definitely work on it. Okay, so that's Team PM. Team UJ gets a 20. Okay, so that's for the walls. Or no, that's for managing your children to help build these things. What other skill checks do you need to make your castle complete?
I would like to use my strength, I guess, to initially help with stuff before I go and take my position in the center. And obviously, embedding my shield is probably a smart idea.
All right, you're gonna use your strength to help just like pile snow and build things because you're brawny and strongy. Okay, give me a strength check. 22, very nice. Are there any other skill checks or proficiencies that you can use? Zen, what about you? I know we need to do your int check for your web spells.
What?
We need an int check for your web spells at the very least.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh!
How do you fail the web spells though? It's literally just between the 2 points.
It's just that like the web spell maybe you like overweb something and then the web gets all over the place, or maybe it doesn't hold the snow very well, or maybe one of your children gets stuck in the web and it kind of slows down the process and you have to like take apart the web to get the child free. You know, like...
All right,
just
I'll accept the child getting stuck in the AoE.
I think that's what it is. I think you're like webbing and then you look to your side and like, holy shit, there was a child there. Oh my God, he's part of the wall now. In fact, will someone draw me a child who's stuck in the web for the duration of the spell?
Actually, Greg, you're good at drawing.
Greg, can you draw a child in their webs?
Can I draw a child in their web?
Yes, please.
Because you guys weren't artistic enough about the whole thing.
Yeah. Zen, can you give me one other check, maybe, or skill, or something?
I'll try int again just to make sure the children are. Well, the
No, I
patch
think
up
you already
the
got your spell check here. What's something else that you needed to construct this castle for?
Well, I need that central ring for me to sit in.
How are you going to build the central ring? What skill are you going to rely on?
Basic snow building?
Do you have a snow building proficiency? That'd be great. No?
No. I've got paper making. How about that?
Paper making.
Yeah.
Tell me how you use paper making to make a wall?
Well, see, you need to be very good at making sheets. So all you need to do is pile up the snow in the shape of a very circular sheet.
Okay, I'll take it.
It'll be nice and smooth. It will be the smoothest part of anyone's wall.
I got it. Paper making takes patience and time and care, and you gotta make sure everything's flattened and squeezed and dried and shaped just right to have a smooth surface on which to work. So give me a paper making check here. Oh, that 32 might save you guys. Okay.
Can I make a final prayer for Esther's support? Using my religion proficiency and being a paladin.
Sure, you start to make your prayers when you feel the ire of your god. When, you get the impression that he's not too happy you're trying to use divine influence to win a fair competition designed as like a holiday prank.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, also law and order and stuff, like, really? You stuck a child in a web? Your god is slightly disappointed with you right now.
Neal, I have a question.
For the child.
Neal, I have a question that might come up later. Did we see they put a child into the web wall?
I think everyone sees it. It's probably a bit of a spectacle.
Okay, good. So we accidentally don't burn the web.
Don't burn the webs. Please don't burn the webs. There's a child in there. Okay. And on the last side over here, we have Borsch and Layla. They have opted for a circular ring with a little snow tunnel, kind of like an igloo, but with no roof on it. So you could say like a sun-roofed igloo, with snow spikes on the walls and a moat around it, except for the igloo entrance. Borsch is... No, we're going to start with... Yeah, we're going to start with Borsch. He has a... What do you want to call it? Like a siege warfare proficiency, but only the attacking. He doesn't have the defending side of the siege building thing. So he knows what sort of buildings are difficult to attack. So we're going to give Borsch an int check here. 1d20 plus... I don't think we have stats for Borsch, but his int can't be that high. So let's roll it. Nope, we don't roll a d8. We roll d6s. That's too high. I'm sorry, Borsch. That's still too high. That's still too high. There we go. 8. Perfect. He has 8 intelligence today. Oh, fuck yeah, Borsch. Team Pork Chop. Let's do this. No, Team Stinky Butts. Stinky Butts. Borsch is going to get a 27. Let's see. He's also going to use a cooking proficiency to help shape the cones, because he makes snow cones sometimes, and he makes waffle cones, and he does a lot of shaping of food. So we will roll his cooking proficiency check, which is a 1d20 plus 13. Ooh, they don't come out very well. Layla is going to use... I actually don't have a spell list for Layla, unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly, my NPCs have no stats or spell lists or equipment lists. They are blank blobs that change week to week.
Do we notice there's undead hands being used to, or undead being used to it? Because when we had the other characters, didn't she get bones for something?
If she did, they are not currently present. Layla will use a mending spell to fix Borsch's mistakes, because that definitely needs to get done. So she'll roll 1d20 plus 15, because she's a smart little cookie. Holy shit, these guys are definitely going to win. NPCs were not designed to win this competition. They were designed to just have an other. And she will also use a... Those spells are too powerful for her. She is going to use her small, nimble form to like crawl down into things and pack like the moat really tightly from below and do the tunnel entrance properly. She's going to use her dexterity to get into those hard to reach places to properly shape these things out. So we'll roll 1d20 plus 11. Oh god. Maybe they're not going to win. Okay, let's average up. Desmond comes around and takes a look at everyone's fort, dressed in his wonderful outfit. He's going to score Team Pretty Mamas as a 22 and a half.
And a half.
22 and a half. Team Unblinking Justice, he will score... Whoops. As a 22.25. What?
Oh.
Hold on, I must have done my math wrong here. No! He scores them at a 22.25.
That close.
It's so close. He really likes both of your designs. And then he will score Team Pork Chops as a 23.5. Wow. The competition is fierce this year. All the forts are right next to each other in style, in skill, in creativity. Desmond walks around with an approving nod at everybody. All right, everyone, you've done a good job with the forts. Our next competition is going to be the snowman building competition. And we're going to get to that on the other side of our break. So we will see you soon with some more shenanigans.
Esmond breaks the fourth wall.